Hey, this is just a quick video tutorial on how to tie yourself into a pair of stilts that look like this. Hope it's helpful. Alright, hopefully this will work well enough to be able to see it. So here we go. So I'll do it like here. Make sure you leave a little bit of extra at the end. And then I do a wrap here. And I'll go across. This crosswise motion is kind of like one of the most important parts. And then I'll go under and loop it across again, like so. And then the second most important thing is you want to also make sure that you're wearing sneakers, because you want to put some on the lip of your heel, like that. But I ran out, so what you can do, you have two options. You can either tie, oh my goodness, sorry. You can either tie this together as is and then just do a second wrap, or in this case, because I already have this tie set up exactly in the position that I want to go, I'm just going to tie the new one directly to this and like keep going with it. So I'm going to do that. Alright, let's try this. So that's tied. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I don't have any sort of like body cam, so this is just like my phone is on a tripod that's like attached to like my chest. So that's okay. We're making it happen. So here we go. We're going to tie, make sure to go across that lip, and then I will go around and under here. Let's see, what do I want to do now? I'm going to check my heel. It's still lifting a bit, so I'm going to want to come back through and make that more secure. So let's go here and here again, but instead of going over here, I'm going to go under like that. Pull that through, loop that around here, and check the heel now. That's definitely a lot more secure. So I've got a little bit left. What do I want to do? Let's do, let's do this. I'm going to come down, actually, and around, and then over on this way. And then I want to make sure these connect. So that's not quite right. And this is why I normally end up doing two separate pieces of fabric instead of tying them together, because I feel like I always have a harder time finding a good way to tie them to each other so that they're pulling in opposite directions. Because I don't want to just tie it here, because then it's gonna like feel weird against my ankle like that. Hold on, let me actually think about this for a second. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. So since this is around here and I'm through there, and then this one, you want to make sure it's coming in this direction because that's where the fabric wants to be pulled to make it as tight as possible. So I'm gonna do there, and then I'm just gonna go around here, like around my heel again, and then I'll just leave the extra there. Actually, wait, can I fit it? Oh, I can. Okay, so there's just enough that I'm gonna wrap it around the bottom of my foot and tie it under there. So let's do that. Alright, there we go. Let's do a quick test. Yeah, that is plenty secure. Good enough for me. So, I'm going to show the knee tying. This is a lot simpler than the foot, so that's nice. You do want to use a thicker fabric, or a wider fabric, I mean. And this, it's literally just like a cut-up bed sheet. You can use whatever you want. I like did a zigzag stitch around the edges with my sewing machine, but you really don't have to. I have plenty others that aren't like that, and like they fray a little. Oh wait, that's a bad example. Here we go. Like, they fray a little bit, but it's not that big of a deal. You can just cut that part off. Like, it doesn't really matter. So anyway, here we go. So you want to make sure that you use it, like, at its full length. You don't really want to bunch it up, because then this will, like, dig into your skin more, and it will still keep you secure, but it'll, like, be very uncomfortable and painful. Whereas, doing this, you can use less pressure or less force, and get, like, more secure. Also, this has these little things sticking out of the end. If you put this over that, it's going to kind of poke through and like make it like damage your fabric and make it less secure. So I always try to go either between them, or like I'll do like one over it sometimes and one under it. So just, use your judgment. I'll normally do like a couple of each. So here we go. This part's pretty simple. You want to leave a little bit of extra for the tying purposes at the end. I always, every time I go around, I like to pull it taut just to make sure that there's no slack in there. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm just going to tie it on the end. This is, oh, you can't see that. This is what it looks like from that part. Yep. And here we go. Just a simple double knot. And so this is like very secure as it is. There's like a tiny bit of wiggle room, but not very much. So you could just go like this. Like, my leg is not going anywhere. However, like, even for me personally, and I've been doing this, a long time, like, even just that little bit of movement, like, even though it's fine, it makes me nervous. And so because of that, it's never a bad idea to just add a second one. Because it will make it more secure, but also it will feel more secure, and sometimes that feeling is, like, the most important part, because then it will allow you to, like, walk with confidence. And otherwise, you're going to be nervous and, like, get in your head, and then that's where mistakes start happening. So if you're, like, overthinking things or whatever, you might, like, misstep. And also, like, falling on stilts is really not that big of a deal, but it is, like, scary when you're not used to it. So it's nice to do it as little as possible. But just know that, like, you're not going to get hurt or anything. As long as you fall forward, which I've never been in a situation where I tripped and fell backwards on stilts. It just doesn't really happen. It's not something you need to be worried about. And if you fall forward, honestly, the stilts are more likely to break than, like, you get injured in any sort of way. I've broken a couple of pairs of stilts, like, falling. But I've also fallen plenty of times and not broken them at all and been completely fine. So, but yeah, so to me, that feels a lot more secure. I would be totally happy going out just like this. All right, both sides are done. Also, just a quick side note, currently I'm sitting on the back of, like, a truck, which is a great option. When you're trying to find a place to, like, get up and tie, or, like, tie yourself up before you stand up, it's hardest to do it from the ground, because, like, it makes it difficult to get up. So, like, I would recommend the hood of a car, like, a folding table is great, a chair if you have to. I normally get up on my trash can outside, like the dumpster trash can. Find something that works for you. It's really whatever you have available, but ideally not the ground. So anyway, alright, so again, just a final check. Everything feels secure, and I'm gonna get up. This is also, when it's your first time, or, when you're new to this, it's easiest to have somebody help you stand up, like, you just grab their hands. Nowadays, I can get up on my own. It's no big deal. Also, these stilts aren't too tall, so it shouldn't be a super big issue. So yeah, here we go. I'm walking. And the biggest trick when you're walking on stilts is just to keep moving. If you try to stay, oh my god, I can't even do it. If you try to stay still, like, that's when you start falling. So just, little steps up all the time. And when you walk, normally when, just walking like normal, it's easy to kind of like drag your feet and it's not a big deal. With this, you want to make sure you're taking high steps, not crazy high. It's not that big of a deal. But in order to not get caught on anything or to have your heel like hit something, like catch something, whatever. So just make sure you're taking steps all the time, just small steps. And that's all there is to it. Here we go. Also, really quick, when you're getting down, I already started untying, so I can't stand up again. When you're getting down, the easiest thing is just to like go back to wherever you got up and just sit down. Put a hand out, and then you're good. But you can always, and this is honestly my favorite way to get down from stilts, you can just fall. I just slightly redid my stilts because I want to show you because it's so fun. All right. So, like, the easiest and fastest way, and also most dramatic, which is awesome, way to get off of stilts is literally to just fall. So what I will do is, make my legs a little bit wide, kind of just reach down, and then just fall forward. And doesn't hurt at all. It's very easy to do. And it's fun because everybody around you gets like really scared. They're like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And you're like, "Yeah, that was on purpose." But yeah, whatever you are comfortable with is the best thing for you to do. Okay, the last thing I will say about stilts is that if you own your stilts and you're gonna be the only one like ever using them, it can be a good idea if you want to take a pair of shoes that you don't care about and screw them on to the platform because then it's way faster to get up and it's super, super easy. So this is a pair of stilts that I own. This is one of the oldest ones, or like the first one I ever owned. And so if you can see on the inside, let me see if I can get this to focus a little bit. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. There's just a couple of screws with like some washers in there. I think there's 3 here, and then is there one at the top? No, I don't think there is one at the top. Yeah, no, just those 3 across like the middle and the back of the foot. And then this is the insole. You would just put that on over it so that it's more comfortable. I'm not going to do that right now. You know how to make shoes. I don't know. And then the top part, it just got 1 screw here, and it's like a buckle system so that, it's fully adjustable and just a lot faster to put on than having to deal with like tying stuff. So you don't need any extra like things for this pair of stilts. You just put them on and you go. So yeah, if you want to do that, that's easier, but my way works just as well. It's really just, about your circumstances and what makes sense for you. So yeah, there you go. Hope this was helpful.